Are you looking for a space where you will learn to improve your mental strength, emotional health, and heal your insecurities from the inside out? Take the first step to living a more meaningful life with the Better Me with Body by Bree podcast. I'm your host, Bree. I'm a certified personal trainer, entrepreneur, and mother of 3. I've helped empower thousands of women to take action through fitness, nutrition, meditation, personal development, and aligning thoughts with action. This podcast is for those who are ready to feel inspired and motivated to live a more purposeful life. Let's grow together. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have it all? How do they do it? How do they get everything they want? Maybe you've had the thought, oh, I'm just unlucky, or nothing good ever happens to me, or that might work for them, but not for me. Well, I'm here to change all of that. I'm going to share with you the life-changing advice I learned at a young age, and it has helped me to manifest the life that I want. And I can't wait to share with you so you can as well. Let's get started. Hi, friends. Welcome to the podcast. Oh, this episode is so near and dear to my heart because I am a freak about this topic. If you know me, I talk about it all the time because it works and it's incredible. So have you ever noticed that successful people all have the same thing in common? They have this energy that they can make things happen. They never feel stuck. They never place their blame on anyone else, or their problems are not because of anyone else. They take full responsibility for their emotions, for their actions, for their situations, for where they're at in life, and they know that they have the power to change it, either way, good or bad. That is what a successful person believes. So, I am here to teach you the secret. It's also known as the law of attraction, and it's this idea that because our connection with a universal energy source, our thoughts and feelings have the ability to manipulate this energy force to what we want. And according to the secret, our thoughts and feelings attract a corresponding energy to ourselves. So if our thoughts are negative, we attract negative things. If our thoughts are positive, we attract positive things. The essential message of the secret, or the law of attraction, is that we all have the power to determine our own destiny. We can all create our own reality. Through fully and consistently applying the law of attraction, we can be who we want to be and have everything we want to have. Now, this might sound like a bunch of crap to some of you, and that's okay. I just want you to hear me out because I have used this my whole life and it works. This is how I manifest the life I want. And I actually had one of my friends from high school be like, I've noticed that like when you say that you want something, like it just happens for you. Like you're so lucky that just happens for you. And I'm like, no, it's the law of attraction. Like I work really hard for it and I manifest it. And it's a joke in our family because I'm always like, oh, I'll just manifest that. Oh, yep, I'm going to manifest that because I truly believe in it. So I'm going to share with you my experience with the law of attraction because like I said, I'm a firm believer that it works and it's real and I use it all the time in my life. So let me explain the foundation. We all know that our thoughts are powerful, but I don't think we realize just how powerful they are. The reason we say affirmations over and over again is because our unconscious mind doesn't know if the things that we're saying are a truth or a lie. They just believe whatever we tell it. So if we think we're a hard worker and we're deserving of love, then our mind will believe it. But the opposite is also true. If we believe we can't do something or we don't deserve to be as happy as this person, our brain doesn't dispute with us. It simply believes the information that we're telling it. So we almost have to fake it till we make it. And even if it's hard to believe, we just keep saying these affirmations, and we can still keep repeating our positive affirmations because it will become truth. It will. Now, have you ever had a bad day and it just keeps spiraling down and it's just one thing after another after another? Maybe you wake up and you're kind of grumpy and then you stub your toe and then you go to your kids' room and they're sleeping in and you got to get them ready for for school. So then you start yelling at them and then they're yelling back. And then your husband comes down and he's like, why are they not ready? And you're like, well, I could use some help. And then you're all yelling at each other. Then you get the kids to school and then you get on your phone call for your work. And then, your assistants are being mean or snippy at you. And then you're doing it back. And it just keeps things keep happening. Then you go to the bank and then your card doesn't work. And then the teller says, you've overdrafted. And then it's just one thing after another. Your energy is creating these situations that are going to make you have a bad day. It is. And so that is the law of attraction in a negative light. You attract what you are and you're continually thinking. So you'll keep attracting the negative experiences or opportunities in your life that day unless you change your energy and shift your energy. So I'm going to go way deeper than just positive affirmations and having a bad day. I'm going to share 3 stories with you that will help you understand the power of your mind and the law of attraction. So the first story is when I was 18 years old, I really, really wanted to do humanitarian work in Africa. And I don't know why. I have always loved humanitarian work from a very young age. And I have always been really drawn to Africa. So I started setting my sights on it. Me and my friends started researching how we could make it happen. And it was $3,500, which was a lot of money for me at 18 years old. And I had to earn all of that myself. And I remember thinking, I don't know how I'm going to make this happen, but I'm going to make it happen. I will go to Africa. So I just started telling people about it. I started visualizing it. I cut out pictures and made my little visionary board. I could feel myself being in Africa. I just knew it was going to happen. And then I got to work. So you don't just wish for it. You actually have to work for it. You have to do something about it. I got to work and I started trying to fundraise money and just tell everyone I knew that I was going to do this humanitarian trip. Well, it came down the night before. I still needed $1,100 the night before it was due. And I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to make this happen? And my mom was like, I'm sorry, this was your commitment. You have to make this happen. I'm not going to bail you out of this one. And I was like, well, how am I going to come up with $1,100 in one night? So I was just brainstorming what I could do. And I had already dropped off flyers to all of my neighbors. This is what I'm doing. Would you like to sponsor me? And then I never heard back from, I would say 95% of them, because people just get busy. You have good intentions, but people just get busy and they forget. So I started calling them up one by one and being like, hey, my money's due tomorrow. Did you get that flyer? I was just seeing if you wanted to donate or if you'd like to pass. Almost every single person that I called said they wanted to donate. And I remember I got my last check. I went home and I counted it out. It was to the T exactly $1,100. And I remember thinking, oh my gosh, it worked. That worked. And I became a believer. I honestly became a believer. I was like, I'm going to use this for everything. I did not have a clue how I was going to get that money or how I would get to Africa. I just simply knew that I was going to go and I would figure it out. And opportunities started coming to me. I didn't wish for it. I truly believed it would happen. And I visualized myself being there and I talked about it with people around me, and every single fiber of my being believed that it was true. And I made it happen. And I was in Uganda for almost a full month doing humanitarian work. And it was the best thing that I ever did. But the coolest part of the law of attraction is that you will start to see opportunities present themselves or people reach out to you that might seem random, but it's not at all, because you created it. You helped bring those things to light. My second story is actually about my Body by Bree business. So when I first started it, well, I'll go back just a little bit. I was a personal trainer basically my whole life since I've been 18 years old. It's been my passion forever. And, I had confidence, but we moved from San Diego to a place called Victorville. If you've ever been there, it's not the nicest area. And I remember I was super scared because I had to start all over. And I started at an LA Fitness, and they would give you clients. So they'd be like, here's the clients that you're going to train, but you would hardly make any money. And then at this Fitness 19, they said, you have to go get your own clients, but you'll make most of the money. And I remember crying to Adam. I was like, there is no way I can get my own clients. Like, that's so embarrassing. I'm not going to go up to somebody and ask to train them. And I remember I was terrified. So anyway, fast forward a couple months, I was like the best trainer in the gym. And I'm not saying this to toot my own horn. I'm saying this because I visualized myself every night being confident in selling, being confident in myself and my abilities and being able to talk to people. And people would started coming up to me like, hey, are you a trainer? I've been wanting a program. Like, it was weird. It was eerie. Then I was scared to death to teach my first group fitness class. And which is actually where the name Body by Bree came from, was my fitness class at Fitness 19 in Victorville. And I was terrified. And I was like, you know what? No, I can do this. And I started teaching classes. And then I decided, okay, I'm gonna start this online training business. And it started going really well. Actually, really, really well. Better than I ever thought. But I started getting really overwhelmed. And I remember I almost quit probably 3 different times where I was like, I can't do this with 2 kids. This is too overwhelming. Like, who do I think I am? There's so many people that do what I do. And Adam had to keep being like, Bree, like, no, you can do this. Visualize yourself doing this. You can do this. You can figure it out. So I started visualizing this version of me. And it was almost like my alter ego that was like this super confident businesswoman who knew exactly what she wanted and wasn't afraid to go get after it and was able to problem solve. And even though I had 2 kids, like, I visualized myself as being a mom who was able to do it all. Like, I could still have a business and raise my 2 kids. And I started visualizing this version of myself and writing out my goals and believing that I was that person. I was the trainer that could do it and could figure it out. And I changed my story. And once I saw myself in that light, it was almost like I did not have a ceiling over my head. It was like I couldn't stop dreaming, because when I first started my business, I remember thinking, man, this would be so cool if I trained 15 people. Like, if I just had 15 clients, that would be so amazing. And then once I started going, I started gaining more and more confidence. And I was like, wow, I'm really good at what I do. And then I was like, why don't I do this? Why don't I come out with the supplement line? And now Body by Bree is a brand with a team and a supplement company, and I get to travel around the world doing what I love. And honestly, I still definitely have moments of self-doubt, like, for sure. Even now, I feel like everyone and their dog is doing what I do. Like, I'm like, man, every time I look at Instagram, someone else is trying to, be an online trainer. And I'm like, what, like, why do I think I can do this? I still have those thoughts. But then I have to remember that it's normal. And if I want to keep attracting this abundance mentality, then I have to have abundance. I have to be like, this will never end. Like, I can keep evolving and keep growing and keep thinking of new ideas. And the abundance mentality keeps attracting more abundance. And so that's where you want to be, right? The last one, this one is really recent actually, because this just barely happened. I'm telling you kind of bigger ones, but I use the law of attraction every single day in my life. So this is the last one that I'll share, but this one is a recent one. It just happened like last week. So when I was filming for iFit, I'm going to laugh if they're listening to this podcast because they'll think it's funny. But when I was filming for iFit, like 6 months ago, I was at my grandma's house and I was in Utah visiting, and I was like, Mom, I saw all of these trainers traveling the world doing these POV shoots, like all over the world, like in China and Switzerland and all these cool shoots with iFit. And I was like, I want to do that. I think that'd be really cool. And so I wrote to the trainer that was over me, or the correspondent that was over me. And I was like, hey, I have this really great idea for like a meditation series or something that I could do. And I know that I could be valuable. And I wrote out this whole plan. And I was like, I would love to do this and travel to Bali. And I'm like, I think that I could make this be amazing. So anyways, she's like, yeah, that would be great. We'd love to have you, I'll keep you in mind. Nothing really came from it. And I went downstairs and I go, Mom, mark my words. I'm like, next year I will be traveling with iFit. I'm going to be in Bali. I said Bali or Greece or Switzerland. And I'm going to be traveling with them. I'm going to do some really cool meditation series and that really connects with women. And I'm like, I'm going to do it, Mom. And she goes, okay, honey, manifest it, because she's a big believer in the law of attraction as well. And I'm like, I will. I'm going to do it. Well, so last week I got a call and it was iFit, and they're like, hey, we think it'd be really cool if you did a meditation series for us. And we want to know, like, are you available to travel? Like if maybe we did the series like in maybe Bali. And I started laughing because I'm like, oh my gosh, the person who said this had never even seen that email. And I was like, this is really funny because I literally manifested this. I told him that. I'm like, I manifested this exact situation and it's happening exactly how I thought it would. And it had happened 6 months later. So anyway, it was just such a cool testament to like the power that you have. I don't think people realize the power that we really have. And I had so much experience with manifesting at this point and using the law of attraction that I just now believe that I can get whatever I want. I trust and allow that it might not be in the time frame I'm expecting, but it will come when it's meant to be. And meditation and visualization is a huge tool to helping you really believe that you can get what you want, because you have to really believe in like your being and live it and know that that's who you are. You have to just know that you're a creator and you have so much more power than you think you have. And it might sound crazy, but you are capable of tapping into that universal power. And like I said, I have done it my entire life. And you really cannot doubt the law of attraction. You have to believe that it will happen when it's supposed to happen. And you can use it for anything. Like I even use it for parking spots. You're going to laugh, but even when we go like to a restaurant or a concert or whatever, I drive straight to the front and I'm like, I'll find a spot, and I just wait. I just keep like waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm like, I'll get a spot right at the front, and somebody always pulls out, and I get made fun of with like my friends and Adam because he's like, oh geez, here we go, because I believe in it so much. Or even like it was Adam's birthday. And it was his birthday dinner, and I hadn't made a reservation. And we were at this we were at the Stein Eriksen lodge. And I'm like, hey, can we get in? And they said, sorry, we're fully booked. And I'm like, well, do people ever cancel? And they're like, no, they don't. And I'm like, can you just put my name on in case someone cancels? And we were going to go get a massage. And they're like, sure. It's probably not going to happen, but sure. So as we're walking away, I'm like, oh, I'm so excited to eat there. We're going to go get our massage. We're going to come back and somebody will have canceled, and we're going to get right in, and it's going to be so good. And Adam's just laughing at this point. He's like, okay. And then we come back after a massage, and I'm like, hey, can we get in? Did somebody cancel? And she's like, oh, yep, somebody canceled. Walk right back. Like it happens to me all the time because I truly believe in this power, and I believe that we are creators and we are here to be creators and to learn and grow. And there is this universal power that we can attract. And I try as hard as I can. I'm not perfect at all. I'm not tooting my own horn. I've just learned that the more positive you are and the more that you believe that you don't have a limit, you don't have a ceiling, you can do whatever you want to do. You have the complete power. Like nothing, your happiness, your situations, your emotions are not in the hands of anyone else but you, and you have complete power and control over your situation. Then you can tap into your power and you'll see like incredible things happen for you. So I just want you to practice the law of attraction. Deepak Chopra actually has an amazing meditation on it. If you want to look it up on YouTube, the law of attraction meditation, and just start practicing with it. And you can start small. If it scares you, you can always start small. And if you want more information, also, I suggest watching the movie The Secret. I believe it's on Netflix, but it honestly changed my life. And I just want to shout it from the rooftops that like you can change any situation you're in at any point. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. I know that was a little long-winded. I could talk about it forever, but yeah, go check it out. Watch The Secret. Let me know your thoughts. I appreciate your comments and your reviews and subscribing more than you can even imagine as a small business owner. So if you like this, please support, and I will talk to you next time.
Thank you for joining us in today's episode. If you liked the content and want to hear more, remember to hit that subscribe button and write a review. As a small business owner, I appreciate it more than you know. If you are looking for a program to help with self-confidence, to lose weight, get in shape, and work on your mental, physical, and emotional health, check out my training programs on www.bodybybree.com. My team and I help to hold you accountable through the Body by Bree app, where you log in to see all your workouts, custom meal plan made specifically for you and your needs, and communication through the messenger. You are never alone when you're on the Body by Bree training program. Click the link in the show notes to get more information on how to transform your life from the inside out.